Hello, art enthusiasts, and thanks for joining. This episode is all about the vibrant, expressive power of colour. We'll journey through a selection of artworks to see how brilliant palettes can ignite emotion, establish a mood, and even carry a symbolic weight. Prepare to have your perceptions painted new as we explore how artists will colour as their most potent tool. Time to immerse yourselves. The Baker by Mikhail Larionov. Let's begin by observing the raw, intense reds that dominate the background. These vibrant, almost aggressive hues, applied with visible, unrefined brushstrokes, immediately create a powerful emotional charge, suggesting heat, energy, or perhaps the raw conditions of labor. This powerful backdrop sets an urgent and visceral mood. As we look at the figure, we see the deep and expressive blues that form the figure's clothing. These blues are not calm, but intense and almost bruised, contrasting sharply with the reds. They convey a sense of weight, perhaps the physicality of work, and make the figure stand out with a heavy, almost somber emotional presence. Now we see the earthy browns and touches of yellow that define the figure's face and arms and elements within the scene. These are more grounded, muted colours, providing more stability, but also contribute to a sense of hardship and weariness. The bright whites of the bread or flour provide sharp contrast, emphasizing the focus of the baker's labour. Larionov's bold and often clashing use of colour in this painting is intensely expressive, conveying the raw energy and physicality of the working class. The almost crude reds and blues don't just describe a baker, they evoke a visceral emotional response to the effort and environment of labour. The colours are used to directly communicate a powerful sense of force and determination, making the viewer feel the strength and struggle of the figure through the sheer impact of colour. Evening Honfleur by Georges Seurat. Let's have a look first at the subtle and diffused hues that characterize this pointillist landscape. Immediately evoking the soft light of the twilight, the sky is a delicate bend of pale blues, lavenders, and soft greys, creating a scene and almost pearl-esque glow. The colors are not bold, but they are carefully added and modulated, capturing the nuanced light of the evening. Now, as we look down, we can see in the foreground the beach and the structures. These areas are composed of a myriad of tiny dots of muted browns, oranges, and purples, which optically blend to create a granular yet softly textured surface. These colors ground the scene, contrasting with the ethereal sky. Yet at the same time, there is a sense of harmony with the pointillism technique which spreads across the entire scene. We look into the middle area of the ocean, we see the coolest shimmering hues of the water, composed of, again, the pointillist technique of pale greens, light blues, and soft greys. The water appears almost translucent and reflective, capturing the diffused light of the setting sun. This section of the painting vibrates with a quiet energy, hinting at a gentle movement of the sea. Seurat's meticulous application of colour in this painting through countless tiny dots is profoundly expressive, creating a mood of calm, tranquility, and atmospheric stillness. The subtle optical blending of hues conjures the precise quality of evening light, transforming the scene into a meditative experience. The colours don't just describe a landscape, they immerse the viewer in a quiet, harmonious moment, emphasizing the fleeting beauty of a calm evening by the sea. Holy Family by Nicholas Poussin. Now, let's have a look at that luminous and soft skin tones of the figures first, particularly the infants and the Madonna. The artist used a delicate palette of pale peaches, creams, and subtle roses, imbuing them with a soft, ethereal glow. These gentle colors highlight their innocence and divine nature, making them appear radiant. Now our attention shifts to the rich and often jewel-like blues and reds of the drapery. The Madonna's deep, cool blue mantle creates a sense of gravitas and purity, while the vibrant reds worn by St. Joseph and parts of the Madonna's undergarment add warmth and regal presence. These saturated hues contribute to the painting's overall richness. Finally, we see the more earthy and muted colors of the distant landscape and sky. The browns and dull greens of the buildings and trees and the soft diffused blues and greys of the cloudy sky provide a subtle, harmonious backdrop. This subdued palette allows the vibrant colors of the figures in the foreground to stand out, emphasizing their central importance. Poussin's masterful use of color in this Holy Family painting is profoundly expressive, creating a mood of tender devotion and serene contemplation. The harmonious interplay of luminous skin, rich drapery, and the gentle landscape draws the viewer into a moment of sacred intimacy. The colors not only define the figures but also convey their divine grace and the peaceful sanctity of the scene, inviting reverence and quiet reflection. And just like that, we've brought our dazzling exploration of colour to a vibrant close. It's genuinely profound how artists wield hues from subtle blends to jarring contrasts to evoke emotion, create atmosphere, and sculpt our perception of reality. Whether it's the raw intensity of an expressionist palette, the tender harmony of a sacred narrative, or the quiet luminosity of a pointillist landscape. Colour is the visual language that speaks directly to our senses and souls. So, as we part ways, which of these artistic uses of colour resonated most deeply with you? Did the emotional power of Larionov's red stir something within, or perhaps the serene blues of Poussin's drapery? And beyond colour, what other foundational element of art do you find most compelling, and why does it speak to you so profoundly? Share your insights in the comments section below. If you enjoyed immersing yourselves in the chromatic brilliance of painting with me today, make sure to hit the bell icon and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next journey into the captivating world of aesthetics. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.